How's it going, folks? It is Matt back with another crypto video, and today's a quick update on DigiByte. Hope you all had a great weekend. It was nice to see that the whole market really just kind of pumped up and then just dumped. A day later. It was definitely exciting to watch. Important thing to keep in mind when everything was up, 5-10%. It was nice to see DigiByte hit 20%. It's nice to see that when the bulls do run, DigiByte is not left behind. But my friend who's recently got into the crypto space, it was important to me, like when all that was going on, when the market was up, I was adamant telling him, do not buy, do not buy. Don't FOMO in when the market does spike 5-10%, or if a specific project sparks 20%. It's going to come back down, and it just took 24 hours to do so. It is exciting to see these huge increases, or big gains, or when the whole market's just doing well. But please, just keep in mind that what goes up always comes back down. So just don't FOMO in, and spend your money wisely. So that being said, this video is on DigiByte. There's been a lot of implementations of digi-id recently. It's been very exciting to watch. Very exciting for the DigiByte community, more things we have to look forward to. Digi Assets is coming this quarter sometime. That's definitely set to spark some excitement in itself. But this tweet came out from Vesti, and Vesti, this is actually the first tweet from Vesti. And if you're unfamiliar, Vesti is kind of Jared Tate's project where he's bringing blockchain technology to the real estate market, and this is the first tweet ever from Vesti. So I'm definitely excited, and it's just yet another thing that we have to look forward to here in 2019 for DigiByte. So this tweet saying, make, rent, pay, vest in your future using advanced blockchain technology built on top of the world's fastest and most secure and most decentralized chain. And that is the DigiByte blockchain. So Vesti, we have an app, a demo version of the app coming in 2019. And, it doesn't say a specific quarter, but I expect this year this demo version of the app will be released. They tweeted out this kind of sneak peek to log into Vesti, and I find it interesting that they added here, some of the use cases of the app. You can find roommates, search for rentals, pay your rent, and much more. So I'm definitely excited to see what all this app is capable of doing when the demo version is released. I'm definitely going to download it and play around with it, see what all it's capable of. But it's just yet another thing DigiByte supporters have to look forward to. Digi-id is finally gaining some traction. There's now 5 implementations of it. There's Digi Assets coming this quarter, and then Vesti, sometime the demo version of the app is coming this year as well. And I feel like Digi Assets and Vesti will kind of work hand in hand, as people can create assets for their house, and then put the value of their house on the blockchain, and it would just make the whole real estate market much faster, much more transparent, and ultimately cheaper for people to use. More news, exciting news, is the DigiCafe. They're saying bitter news with our Android release, followed by great news from WordPress. So I'll start by saying, one, I'm unfamiliar with the bitter news that came from Android. I think maybe they had a couple bugs that they had to work out. But anyway, the great news from WordPress is WordPress is saying, congratulations, your plugin hosting request for DigiByte Pay for WooCommerce has been approved. And that is a big deal. This is what WordPress is. If you're unfamiliar, it's a free and open source content management system based on PHP and MySQL. Features include a plugin architecture and template system. So basically it helps people create websites quickly and easily. It's open source, so it's free to use. And I found a fact interesting that WordPress, 30% of the top 10 million websites out there in the world, 30% of those use WordPress, and WooCommerce is part of WordPress. So WooCommerce is an open source e-commerce plugin for WordPress. It is designed for small and large-sized online merchants using WordPress. So basically, the DigiByte Pay or DigiCafe is now accepted into WordPress and WooCommerce. So websites that use these features, 30% of the websites of the top 10 million do use these features. They now have access to DigiCafe, and this was find the tweet here. This was a tweet from, it was actually Block 30 Labs a couple weeks ago, but they were just showing like the use cases of if you used DigiByte and I guess DigiCafe as a form of payment. This is just how much it could benefit the merchant and the consumer if they were using DigiCafe or paying with DigiByte as opposed to using the legacy system of Visa or let's say MasterCard. And they break it down. They have one customer paying $2,500 using DigiByte, the same customer paying the same amount, $2,500 using Visa, and as you can see, with the transaction fees of DigiByte being 0.001, it means the merchant deposits $2,499.999 into their account, as opposed to Visa. You pay the $43.75 interchange fee, you pay the $37.50 credit card processing fees, and then there's also the $3.25 dues, fees, and assessments, meaning the merchant only receives $2,415 in their bank account. You know, that's almost a $100 loss simply by using a Visa card for the merchant. And it stands to benefit the consumer at the same time, because if the merchant is putting more money in their pocket, you know, they could in theory charge less for the products that they're selling, which would, you know, benefit the consumer and benefit the merchant. So that's the kind of, you know, incentive for people to use DigiCafe. This is a look at DigiCafe's website itself. You know, it's free to download. They have it for Android and iOS. You don't need to buy any additional infrastructure. If you have a tablet, if you have a cell phone, you just simply download the app and you're ready to go. And now that it's integrated into WordPress, and WooCommerce, people that have websites where they sell their own products or something similar to that, they can now just add this plug-in to their account or add this plug-in to their website and then start accepting DigiByte as a form of payment. You know, I don't expect people to just, you know, madly rush to WooCommerce and download this plugin and start accepting DigiByte, because that's just not how it works. You know, 1% of the world is invested in the space at this time, and I think the more important number to realize in that is that 99% of the world basically has no idea what we're talking about right now. You know, that's big. It will change. It's going to take a couple years for the masses to slowly waken up and realize the potential for blockchain. And you know, once they realize the potential blockchain has to benefit society, they're going to start looking into, you know, which blockchains are the best. And that's kind of why I gravitate to DigiByte, is I think it is one of the best blockchains out there. Being, you know, it's one of the oldest. It's definitely one of the longest now, with over 8 million blocks. It's one of the most secure. It's one of the fastest. It's one of the most decentralized. That's all the reasons why I like DigiByte for what it is, and you know, it doesn't even have a company behind it. And the fact that it's being created by volunteers, you know, that's just a beautiful thing in my mind, and that's just why I love DigiByte so much. You know, another news, I think this was actually Friday. Yeah, February 22nd. This was Friday, and I missed it during my Friday's video, so I apologize. It says Rudy Bauman saying you can now buy DigiByte on LiteBit.eu using your credit card. So this was LiteBit's official Twitter announcement saying, big announcement, LiteBit now accepts a credit card as a payment method, and now you can buy DigiByte using your credit card on LiteBit.eu. With the .eu in there, I'm assuming this is only available to the European continent, other European countries. You know, I got to say I'm a little bit jealous of Europe at the moment. It seems that Europe has all the startups and the meetups and the conferences and all of these exchanges. You know, Les Kovacs, Etherbase. You know, Europe's doing a lot for cryptocurrency at the moment, and you know, just slight jealousy coming from the United States over here, but it's all good. You know, I expect us to have some of these startups and, you know, companies start to recognize DigiByte, and not just DigiByte, but cryptocurrency in general. You know, VertBase is doing good things for sure. Change Angel, another announcement, the countdown has officially started, and they will be bringing us the swap exchange for the social good, Change Angel IO. I'll provide a link to this tweet in the description so you can follow Change Angel. Highly encourage you to get involved in Change Angel's Telegram. You know, it's actually becoming like kind of a melting pot of multiple communities. You got the DigiByte community in their Telegram. You got the POT community in their Telegram. And I've heard that they're working on getting other communities in there too, and it's just becoming kind of like a melting pot of people sharing resources, you know, people that create images and everything. It's just fun conversation to have. So I encourage you to join the Change Angel Telegram if you wish to kind of be on the front lines of Change Angel and some of these other projects out there and see what's going on behind the scenes. It's definitely exciting to watch it all unfold. But that will wrap up today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. It's just a quick update, first tweet ever from Vesti. Definitely excited to see this demo version of the app released in 2019. We are still expecting Digi assets to come this quarter. Can't wait for that. Good news for DigiCafe, as WordPress and WooCommerce has accepted the DigiPay plugin and the Android version 1.0. I saw a tweet after this that 1.2 has already came out. There was a bug for the Android version that they fixed. So yeah, exciting times in the DigiByte world. Can't wait to see what the next weeks, months, years hold for all of us invested in DigiByte. But again, that wraps up today's video. See you guys later.